Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of my Trove news series. In this series, I give you guys all the information that Trion give us, and I give it to you guys in one easy video. So there wasn't a lot talked about this week. Well, there's a lot of little things where I can make a proper video about it, but nothing big, nothing visually spoilery. So I'm going to have some random gameplay in the background, probably leveling my dino tamer, because might as well kill two birds with one stone. But the first thing they talked about is the mod loader will be coming to PTS next week. Once again, I am very looking forward to this feature because I hope that they implement some type of automatic-ish system where not necessarily that you automatically update your mods in the game, because I'm kind of thinking of it the way WoW does it. WoW does it to where you only check box like on and off mods in game. Well, they call them add-ons, but we're just going to call them mods for the sake of consistency. So they, you can automatically, or you can check off and on mods while you're playing the game, so that way, you don't have to log out, delete it from your folder, and then, log back in. You can do it all through the game. I think that's kind of how they're going to do it, and I want to see a system kind of like WoW, where the mod maker can do like a little chat box when you know how you see the welcome, I don't know what it's called, like the welcoming message of the day when you log in a Trove and it says whatever the dev puts there. I hope that the mod makers can put like, this mod is out of date. Would you like to visit the website to update your mod? Or visit, not if you would like, just visit the website to update your mod. Because that's how WoW does it, and I think that's a very good system. Because it lets you know, like, hey, I just logged in, it told me this mod's out of date, I need to go update it. And I think that'd be pretty cool, and that's how I hope that they do it. But moving on, let's get into the second stat, rerolling. So second stat, rerolling, has been confirmed to be pushed back. Once again, they said that last month they said that they wanted it to be out by the end of this month, but since it's the end of this month, it is now coming out next month. However, there is a little bit of a coincidence here. So if you guys watched last week's video, we had a gem stat reroll confirmed for October as well. And since it's so coincidental that the two answers were exactly the same, I'm getting a little suspicious here, and I think that Avram might have like lost thoughts of what he was talking about and saw gem stat rerolling and thought it was second stat rerolling. You guys can see here on the screen the exact message that the person in chat asked Avram, and here you guys can hear his answer.
Sir Bonnet asks, gem stats reroll, please give us a date. I don't have a date. We are looking at October. October is, we have the tech build. We are scheduling it out. We have to do a little kind of polish to display as well. But it's on the schedule and should come in October. Cool.
So as you guys can see, he literally said gem stat rerolling at a question that said literally in, it's a word, you can't misspell gem to second stat. It says, when is gem stat rerolling? He said in October. So I'm hoping that it's just a coincidence and my suspicions are false, and he wasn't just like he wasn't just out of his mind thinking something if that was something else, because hey, if we get them both next month, that'd be awesome, because I really want a gem stat reroll more than a second stat reroll. That would be awesome if you could reroll one stat on your gems. Maybe even if they just made it empowered gems. Like lesser gems, leave them, that's fine, but empowered gems, being able to reroll one stat of your choosing would be amazing. So moving on to the next thing, they talked about colored blocks and textured blocks. They're actually taking suggestions on which colored and textured blocks you guys want to be added to the game. I mean, you guys can visit the forums. I don't know what forum it is. They just said on the forums. I don't understand that though. Why not just add every color? I don't know. But you guys can vote, I guess, or suggest over there if you want to. But moving on, they did discuss Omni Mount unlockers, and they said that they want to kind of add unique rewards to the Omni Mount unlockers. At least they're thinking about it, to where you can only get this mount if you unlock it from the Omni Mount unlockers. There's no other way, since Omni Mount unlockers are that's a little hard of a word to say. Omni Mount unlockers. Since they're a little bit more common now that you get them through the daily loot chest, they want more ways that they can be useful, because right now they're completely useless to a person like me. I have like 20 of them in my chest and I can't do anything with them. Also, they said that they're going to add more crafted mounts. They've already discussed this before. We've already talked about it like within the last couple weeks, but once again, they're adding more crafting mounts, more adventure mounts over time. That's just something safe to say that you can probably say as a dev, sure, we'll add crafted mounts and adventure mounts over time. That's a pretty safe thing to say. Moving on, next topic though, they discuss the Diamond Dragon Egg Shards, and those will be coming out next week on PTS. I am extremely excited about this. They did give a little disclaimer because someone did ask, I think Chronozilla specifically asked this in chat, and they said that Diamond Dragon Egg Shards don't want them to be very grindable for a person like me that would literally spend 24 hours to get all 3 in a row. They don't want somebody like me that exists to be able to do that. So they said that they want them to be a little grindable while not being overly grindable. So that's a little bit more, that puts a little bit more confidence in me, because last week the way they explained it was you're just going to log in and it's going to be a daily reward just like Chaos Chests. You log in, click L, click your Diamond Dragon Egg Shards, claim them, and you're good, log out. And that would suck so bad. It could still be the case. They said there's going to be multiple ways to get them, so that, yeah, that might be one of them. But that would suck so bad because that literally gives me no reason to play. I want a reason to play the game, and even if I could just grind maybe like 1 shard a day and it takes 500, I wouldn't care. It gives me something to do as long as it's unique, you know? So I think that any form of grindiness will be okay, even if it's time gated to hell. I'm gonna be honest. I want something to do in this game. But next up, they did talk about or someone suggested to them in chat. Once again, everything revolves around chat. They didn't have anything planned to talk about today, but someone did ask in chat that they want a sort of Diamond Dragon Egg Shard system for Prisms of Light, because that is the other rare drop from Empower Gem boxes, and Empower Gem boxes don't have karmas, so they're very hard to get. So someone wanted a system to get Prisms of Light, kind of like Diamond Dragon Egg Shards, and they said that they agreed with that and they might actually implement that. So that'd be pretty cool. Once again, those things don't have karma bars, so you're literally just up to RNG to get them, and those are the stellar ores for anybody that don't know. And next up, they said they are working on ideas to incorporate more rare mobs to fight in each biome. So if you don't know what I'm referring to the T-Rexes in the dinosaur biome, and then I'm referring to the dragon boss that comes out on Tuesday in the candy biome. They want to implement that to mostly all biomes, and they want to do it in different ways each time to see which one people like the most. I love this idea. It's as long as it's a new way to play the game or something new to do, I like the idea. I don't really care what it is, as long as it's something not grinding dungeons or anything of that sort. So I'm on board with this. I hope that they can find some unique ways to play the game in this type of fashion, and you know, I have a little bit of confidence in them. Next up, they did discuss that they also wanted to do this with resources. So they want to plan more like the future resources. They don't want them to be like all the resources now, where, you know, every few hundred blocks you're going to see some shapestone or some infinium or some formosite or a mushroom or a enchanted wood. You know, it's like almost set in stone. Every few blocks you're going to get something in terms of a resource, and no resource is unique. Even when you go to the Sky Realm, it's literally just littered with the ore. So they want to, you know, make new ways where you can actually farm resources, and I love this idea. One of the ideas that they did present in just an example was that they want to incorporate a resource called deep ore, where you can only find this ore very deep in biomes, which I think would be pretty cool. And of course, that's only one idea out of many that they have and they're probably going to come up with. And again, I love this because it's a new way to play the game. It's something new. Literally, the entire game has been the same since alpha. Every single resource that's come out since alpha, same way to obtain. Every, you know, way to power up your character, same way to obtain. Every Shadow Arena, well, Shadow Arenas came on beta, but you know what I mean? It's been the same game since alpha. Literally nothing has changed. So these are very, very good things to hear as an alpha player, because I've gone through this many times. So I love these ideas. Next up, they talked about a Flux wallet. They're looking at a Flux wallet. Now, this is a little strange because I'm a YouTuber. You guys can't lie, right? So I don't know if they, you know, they're not lying. I'm just playing it up. They just probably forget that they talk about it, because I have a very good long-term memory and a very bad short-term memory. So this being talked about last year, I remember it like, you know, like a hawk. Maybe no, it's eyesight like a hawk. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, guys. But they confirmed this last December. Basically, I have a video on it. They talked about it last December. Flux wallet is being added, and they said that they're actually working on it right now. They just mentioned that it looks like they, you know, they're like, oh, we just found about it, but, you know, we're just barely working on this now. It was confirmed last December, so, you know, don't play that stuff with me. I'm a YouTuber. I got video proof, man. But they also said that wasn't confirmed last December, that there's going to be more resources in here. So I don't know if they're trying to mention like every resource, because they're like, you guys are going to be very happy with this. No confirmed date or anything like that. That's probably coming out next year, but they're like, you know, you're going to be very happy with this. We're going to have many resources in here. So I don't know if they're just referring to Flux and Glim, or if they're referring to Flux, Glim, Shapestone, you know, Radiant Shards. I don't know if they're adding everything, or they could just be adding Flux and Glim. I don't know, but they said they were hinting at a lot of things are going to be in this little wallet that we are going to get. Also, they discussed lore update, that they're working on a lore update. Once again, they played it off like, you know, they just said it, but they also announced that last year in the same exact Q&A that I was talking about in the last topic that we just talked about, the Flux wallet. So, you know, we already knew that this was being worked on. It's just taking them a year. You know, that's not a bad thing. Take as long as you want. That's fine. But, you know, we already knew about this, so I just want to refresh anyone that hasn't been here for a year. And then finally, they talked about MultiThreading. MultiThreading is actually going to be live and default on PTS next week, you know, because they want to test out bugs and stuff. Now, one suggestion right off the bat, the exact wording that they said, don't make it default because it's not good for everybody. Multi-threading support is not actually good for every single spec. So I would say that don't leave it on by default, but make it an option and make it a prevalent option. You know, whenever people download a game, the first thing that they go to is the video option, so they're going to see it there. Just put it there as a checkbox. I would not say put it on by default. Sure, 90% of the players are going to see a benefit out of it, but that 10% aren't. Maybe even it's like 5%. I don't know the exact percentage, but some people aren't going to get a benefit out of it, and it's actually going to detriment them instead of help. So I wouldn't say put it on by default, but they want to put it on PTS, and they want everyone to help out, fix all the bugs, and they want it live in 2 weeks, like in the actual live game in 2 weeks. So they are pretty set in stone. They're like, you know, we want this live in 2 weeks, basically. They want it on PTS next week, go on PTS for 2 weeks, then be live. So I like that, you know, attitude of they want it fixed now and they want it out as soon as possible, because this is obviously probably the most amazing thing that will ever come to Trove. So I would suggest everyone go to PTS next week and then give them all your bug reports. For me personally, the bugs that I have is every time I throw a bomb I crash, every time I change classes I crash, and every time I change video settings I crash instantly. So those are my bugs. You guys can let them know on the forums. I don't know which forum. I don't know if there's a bugs forum or a specific PTS bugs forum. I don't know. Just let them know. Maybe on Reddit. I have no clue. Just let them know. And anyway, you can even leave a comment on this video, which I had people do last time. And that's actually it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like. Once again, very, very good things coming to the future of Trove. So I am very excited. But yeah, I will see you guys next time.